What's good, Commanders fans? Training camp day 3. Just want to shout out my guy on the Warpath. Make sure you guys go get his t-shirts. Go to his channel. He's an elite channel member of my channel, so go to his channel, subscribe, of course. Make sure you go to I want to say I can't remember whether it's Teespring or not, but go to his link. Definitely support him. Get a t-shirt. Of course, happy retirement to Ryan Kerrigan. Don't want to forget Chase Young is most likely going to be on the PUP list. This is from Ron Rivera. If he's on PUP, the rules are, this is from Nikki Javala, that he may miss 4 games if he goes on PUP. So Ron Rivera said, let me put it this way, he will not be ready for week 1. So if he does start on the PUP list, he missed at least 4 games. So that's your Chase Young update. So like they said before, they're not all in for week 1. It's not like an RG3 situation. They don't want to rush him back, which is the smart thing to do. We've seen this regime rush people back with injuries and whatnot, and you don't want to do that with Chase Young. I know everybody's excited to get him back out there on the field, but if he misses the first 4 games of the season, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. We want this guy to come back 110% healthy for sure. So that's the update on Chase Young. Chase Rouillet is off of the PUP list. So that's the injuries update right there. John Conn had a tweet. Trey Turner has been on the side field with a quad injury. John Bates was on the side field today. Jeremy Reeves was on the side field today. Troy Apke, Trapke, DeJuan Neal, and once again, Antonio Gibson was on the side field. Update, Curtis Samuel once again did play in practice, so that is good news as well. But Ryan Kerrigan, to get back to him, I just want to thank him for his services for the Washington Redskins at the time. Never played with the Commanders, but did play 1 year with the football team. Just a great guy, great player all around. I mean, there's games where he had like 5 or 4 sacks in a game. He would just rack up on sacks. Can't forget about the HBK. Shout out to Kerrigan for that, always doing that. In the sack fumble on Dak Prescott, that was one of his best plays. So he was just a stand-up guy. Definitely going to be in the Ring of Fame for sure. Multi-time Pro Bowler for the Washington Redskins at the time. And was basically the face of the franchise for a couple years, to be honest. He really was. I mean, this guy, like I said, a couple games he would just rack up on sacks. He would have like no sacks for a couple games, and then he would just get like 4 or 3 sacks and rack them up in a game. And then next thing you know, by the end of the year, he has like 13 or 14 sacks on the year. Something just ridiculous like that. So shout out to Ryan Kerrigan. He did sign a 1-day contract to retire as a Washington football team member. So shout out to Ryan Kerrigan for that for sure. It's probably my son in the background if you hear that. But there's a lot of news and updates today. A lot of fans were there. Rio was there. No Protect was there. A lot of guys were tweeting out updates as well as media members. So we're just going to go over that. We're going to try to make this as fast as possible. I know it's Friday. You guys are going to have a lit weekend for sure. But special team update from Zach Selby was Jahan Dotson, Dax Milne, Trey McGowan, Jaquez Ezzard, and Alex Erickson returning punts today. So Jahan Dotson, man, we'll see if he returns punts. We know he's an electric guy, can make guys miss a lot. Dax Milne, Trey McGowan was really good at punt returning in college. Jaquez Ezzard, who I like a lot, he's a good punt returner. He was a good punt returner in college as well, very shifty. And Alex Erickson was a good kick returner for the Bengals and a solid kick returner for the and punt returner for the Carolina Panthers for 1 year. So we'll see what happens there with the punt return. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a big decision making. If Dax Milne does really good punt returning, he may be that last wide receiver. Same thing with Jaquez Ezzard. If he has a really good preseason punt returning, he may sneak onto the roster. So starting offensive linemen were Sam Cosme, Sadiq Charles, Wes Schweitzer, Andrew Norwell, and Charles Leno. Rie still getting ramped up per Zach Selby. So better day for the offense so far. Dyami Brown had a heck of a catch today. He was out there mossing guys, according to Rio. He was out there mossing guys, doing his thing. So I'm happy to see that. He's improving on his hands, showing that he's not just a speed guy out there. He's not just a one-trick pony. And, if we can get help from him, other than the big 3 that we have with Jahan, Terry, and Curtis, if we can get another guy out there helping, same thing with Cam Sims. If we can get more help on that offense, this offense can be very scary. If guys like Dyami Brown start waking up and Cam Sims is more consistent, those 4th and 5th guys, this offense, man, Carson Wentz, this offense can be scary, man. It could be nasty. Offense had a good day today. So Zach Selby says Carson Wentz just delivered a really pretty pass to Jahan Dotson near the right sideline. Dotson made the leap and hauled it in before stepping out of bounds. So good play for Jahan Dotson there. Kyle Stackpole says a lot better start for the offense today. Carson Wentz went 2 for 2 in his first 11-on-11 session with a completion to Cole Turner in the flat and one to Terry McLaurin over the middle. Also, he just hit Jahan Dotson on the first play of 9-on-9. So Cole Turner has been having a good camp so far. He's a guy that could maybe compete with John Bates for tight end number 1, or just to be the best receiving tight end on the roster, especially with Logan Thomas being out. Ben Sanders also said better start for the offense today. Carson Wentz in rhythm on downfield completions to Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. Kyle Stackpole says make that 6 for 6 from Carson Wentz so far. He started out with a really, really good day today. Zach Selby says Carson Wentz has been on point today. Don't think he's had a drop pass or an incompletion in the team, and 9-on-9 drills. Zach Selby also says Sam Howell just delivered back-to-back throws in tight windows, 1 to Jaquez Ezzard and 1 to Kyrick McGowan. So I'm happy to hear that Kyrick McGowan got a catch, and also Jaquez Ezzard. A lot of praise from Sam Howell today. A lot of people say good things about Sam Howell. Kyle Stackpole says, quote, Sam throwing darts out here, quote, a Commanders fan after 5th-round rookie quarterback Sam Howell completed his 3rd straight pass during 9-on-9 drills. He's looked really sharp this season, finding multiple receivers over the middle for 10-plus yard gains. So Sam Howell had a good day today. Some people say he had a rough day yesterday from beat reporters, but it looks like Sam Howell had a good day out there today. If Sam Howell plays well as a backup and, someone as a spot starter, then that's a plus for the Commanders. He could be the steal of the draft. John Keim also said Dyami Brown with a terrific catch. Kendall Fuller was in great position for the interception, but Dyami Brown reaches over as they fall to the ground, grabs the ball away from a Carson Wentz throw, a long game. That's what I'm talking about. Dyami Brown, man, those hands. You saw what he did to Trayvon Diggs on Sunday Night Football. That was like the one good play we had in that game where he mossed Trayvon Diggs. If he can do more of that, I think he can get some. He can be a strong contributor to this offense. Ben Sanders also said that was the catch of the day where he basically mossed Kendall Fuller. Kyle Stackpole said the same thing. Matthew Perry says Chase Rear participated in individual drills, but was held out. Was being held out of this portion of, I guess, the 9-on-9s and 11-on-11s. Wes Schweitzer still taking center reps with Rui Fibula coming off the pup yesterday. Matt Perry says when the team puts out video of it later, be sure to watch this bomb that Dyami Brown hauls in because he just stole what would have been an interception by Kendall Fuller. Wowza. So Rio Robinson, he put the video on Twitter as well, so you gotta go to his Twitter to check it out. It was a pretty nice catch. Ethan Cadell says Sam Howell just put together one of his best sessions so far. Strong arm on display as he completed all 4 of his passes with a few in some tight windows. Ethan also says much better start to the day than yesterday for Washington's offense during 11-on-11s. Carson Wentz went 2 for 2 with a play action completion to Cole Turner, followed by a 20-yard completion to a sliding Terry McLaurin. Taylor Heineke threw just 1 pass during his action, but it was a 15-yard completion to Cam Sims. So Taylor Heineke making some plays there. Cam Sims with a nice catch with the second string guys there. Ethan Cutter says Wentz continues a solid day during 9-on-9s, completing 4 straight passes. Best throw was his first one, a 20-yard comeback route to Jahan Dotson on the right sideline versus William Jackson. Then he completed 3 shorter passes to McKissick, Dax Milne, and Cole Turner. So Dax Milne's been playing pretty well as well. I'm happy to hear that from Cole Turner, and you already know what Jaden McKissick does in the passing game. So Zach Selby says Calvin Harmon just made a really nice grab over the middle from Sam Howell. So Calvin Harmon, will he make the roster? I don't see it, but can he make the practice squad and contribute some way, somehow? I think that he can certainly do that. Now, he does have really good hands. You remember the one-hand catch that he caught from Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, in the Lions game. He has really good hands, but he just has to work on creating separation. But he could be a jump ball threat and just a possession guy, moving the chains for sure. Kyle Stackpole says, everybody gets some today. That's what Terry McLaurin said. Terry McLaurin was fired up about the offense's performance today. Ben Sanders says, now wide receiver Jaquez Ezzard skies to snare a jump ball pass from Sam Howell for yet another receiver highlight. Terry McLaurin says, everybody gets some today. I'm telling you, Jaquez Ezzard, man, he's a sleeper. He's a sleeper for me. I think he's very athletic, very shifty, and has good hands as well. Rio said, Sam Howell's arm is ridiculous, my God, in all caps. Zach Selby says Daniel Wise with a batted down pass from Taylor Heineke during situational drills. Taylor Heineke, he's a short guy, so getting the ball over the line. We saw some of that last year where he, got some passes batted down here and there. So we definitely did see that. Kendall Fuller matchup against Terry McLaurin. Wentz pass was on target, but Fuller ripped it away and wagged his finger after the play was over. So Kendall Fuller's getting some good plays, and he's gave us some plays and has made, majority of the time, he's made some really solid pass breakups so far in training camp from what we've seen. Nigga Javala with a good tweet here says Dax Milne just caught a pass along the sideline. Some fans yelled, "Mr. Still Your Girl." So we already know what that is with Dax Milne. You already know what that is. Zach Selby says Wentz's first pass of this session is for Cole Turner, who makes the grab with Fuller covering. So Cole Turner, man, I think we got one with Cole Turner. I hate to overreact from training camp and get hyped up, but I think we got one with Cole Turner for sure. Lake Lewis Jr. says, I've been really impressed with what I'm seeing from Sam Howell. He's on the mark today and making quick reads. So good news for Sam Howell here, man. 5th round pick. We might have got to steal the draft here. We'll see. Zach Selby says Millen just had what might have been his first miss of the day. Carson Wentz overshot him. He got a hand on it, but it was just out of his reach. Kyle Stackwell says that defense definitely picked it up towards the end of practice. A lot more pass breaks and completions. Zach Selby, Sadiq Charles citing here, said just had a really nice rep against Shaka Tony. So Sadiq Charles is a good depth piece for sure. When he played tackle last year against the Broncos, he was getting lit up, but he's solid at the guard position. I think he's better at guard than he is at tackle. So we'll see what we get from him this year. I do think he's going to make the roster again because we just really need depth on the offensive line. Ethan Cato says one thing about Carson Wentz's performance today: when he's missed, it's been high almost every time. Zach Selby, Montez Sweat just blew up a play in the backfield. Seems to be a regular thing now. So Montez Sweat has been dominating in practice. We just got to see it in the games consistently this year. Niggas Wallace says Ron Rivera. I already talked about it with the pup list. Some tweets about the pup. About Chase Young being on the pup list as well. Ethan Cato says Carson Wentz and Cole Turner have had a nice connection this morning. I've counted at least 4 completions between the two during 11-on-11. So Carson Wentz, he loves his tight end, Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. Can Cole Turner be the next guy? Can he be the next good tight end pairing up with Carson Wentz? This is from George Carmi. He is a Commanders fan. He's on Twitter a lot. He says Bobby McCain just ripped the ball out of Jahan Dotson's hand. Good throw by Wentz. Excellent play by Bobby McCain. Coach Harris sprints 30 yards and says, "Let's go." So good to hear from Bobby McCain. Hearing some plays from him. George Carmi also says Cole Turner has had several catches today, mostly of the check down variety, drags and crosses, mostly from Carson Wentz. He also goes on to say Derek Forrest, now wearing 22, is one of the first subs off the bench. Hudson is out there a lot too. Percy Butler playing free safety, paired with Derek Forrest as well. He also, so this is from Bleeding Burgundy and Gold on Twitter as well. He says 11 versus 11 session observations. Carson Wentz was a lot more accurate on short and intermediate passes than deep. Wentz took a lot of chances deep. Also, Sam Howell should be the quarterback 2 right now. That's pretty big, putting Sam Howell past Terrell Heine. I'm not going to say that's big or a surprise, but he says Sam Howell should be quarterback 2 right now. The speed on offense is evident. So, you got Curtis, Jahan, and Terry, speed all across the board, Dyami as well. The communication in the secondary has been loud. So that's good to hear, too, because we already know Jack Del Rio is talking about communication so much as well. Everybody said the offense was winning as well. David Harrison says Jaquez Ezra with a nice effort and reception on linebacker Drew White to end the first team period. Sam Howell kept the play alive and out a ball put a ball in the perfect spot to find his 5'10" target in traffic. Offense is turning up for a get back today. So Jaquez Ezra wants to get 5'10" guy going up there and getting the football and making plays for sure. So offense played well. Dyami impressed. Offense impressed. I'm happy to hear that. Montez Sweat has been dominating. Sam Howell playing well. Dax Milne stealing girls and playing well out there as well. So good day of practice today. They ended it with push-ups. And once again, shout out to Ryan Kerrigan. And thank you for his services. All right, you guys, held to the Commanders. Have a good weekend. Peace.